guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today we are going to talk about the Great Hall. I'm going to run you through my Great Hall strategy, things I picked up, tips I've learned along the way, what to prioritize based on what you're going after in the game, and how to kind of choose your affinity that you're targeting as well. First, we're going to talk about, the arena, right? Because the Great Hall is directly tied to the arena, although it's very, very worth noting that the Great Hall, these perks that you get, so if you're going to upgrade your attack, your HP, whatever, they're going to apply everywhere inside this game. So the Great Hall is so incredibly important. That's why even in the very early game of Raid Shadow Legends, you want to be allocating some of your time to work on the Great Hall, to play the arena, to farm the arena. The arena for most players in this game, for 99% plus of players in this game, should not be looked at as some place to compete on a leaderboard on a ladder with other players, but rather a place to farm on a daily basis, similar to how most players look at campaign, but they ought to be trying the same thing in arena. We're going to talk about how, in order to upgrade their Great Hall, farm their Great Hall should be a top priority for everybody in this game, no matter what level you are. So in the very beginning, start an arena team and just start grinding. Arena defense does not matter unless you are the top of Platinum Arena. So again, 99.9% of people, arena defense, last time I said this, people were just like, dude, that's no fun. Where's the spirit of competition? But it's just like, nah, it's not a spirit of competition. It's a spirit of farming. it's a game. It's a strategy game, right? So you have to use strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and start out by saying, let me just start out by saying the obvious thing. Arena defense should be one character, I don't see the only reason that you want to have a full defensive arena team in this game, the only reason is if you're not playing a lot, and you're dropping too many leagues to where your bonus is going down, right? Because each league, you can see here on the tiers, gives you a bonus, which also applies everywhere in the game. So right now you can see I am in Gold 4, and I have a 20% increased HP, attack, and defense. Now, if I'm falling into Gold 3, and I have an 18% or even lower, well, then it's time to maybe put a defensive team in, or just farm arena more. Usually if you're dropping, a bunch of leagues, if you're dropping more than one league, it means you're just not playing every day. And that's cool too. If you're not going to be playing for a long time or whatever, go ahead and put a defensive team in there so you don't fall too far. What? Anyway, you guys get the point, right? But otherwise, I play every day. You get 39 arena tokens essentially for free every day if you maximize it. You at least get 24 because they spawn one every hour, okay? So let's kind of take a step back here. How to get arena tokens, right? 101. Arena tokens right up here. The second, you can see at the very top of your screen. 25 minutes and 43 seconds remaining until I get my next arena token, okay? So again, one every hour, you spawn these tokens. And you also get, if you play 3 hours within a 24-hour period, it resets at midnight UTC every day. If you can play for 3 hours, you get 10 more, because the ultimate prize here is restore arena tokens, okay? You really want to use that when you have no arena tokens left. That way you're not wasting arena tokens, but hey, I'm talking like perfect world scenario. The fact of the matter is a lot of us just waste arena tokens. I do. I waste a lot because I'm not attached to my device 24/7. One good thing though is even if you're not playing all the time, if you have your auto battles on, all that, or if you're just staring at the screen on your PC and doing nothing, it still counts as your playtime. So download it on your laptop, download it on your PC, Raid Shadow Legends, and just leave it open in the background. You're guaranteeing 10 arena tokens, and you don't have to use them right away, okay? So the other thing too is I never use Market because I'm a dirty pay-to-win player, okay? And some of you guys might be the same. You might be like strictly free to play, you don't want to waste your resources or whatever, you're just stingy in the market, or maybe you just don't find anything good in the market. Well, you should be buying your mystery shard pretty much every day. Buy your mystery shard every day. Why? Because once you purchase one mystery shard, only costs 5,000 silver. You're not paying for a mystery shard. You're paying 5,000 silver for 5 arena tokens, which is great because in your daily quests, most people probably realize this, but it took me a while to realize. In your daily quests, you can actually, I already did mine, but purchase an item in the market on the bottom, it gives you 5 arena tokens. So those are 5 extra tokens. So if you add it all up, that's 39 possible tokens a day, okay? So that's how you get arena tokens, which is the currency to play arena battles, which is the currency to upgrade your Great Hall, okay? And again, just touching one last time on the arena defense. The reason I only have one character, and it can be any character, it can be your weakest character if you want, it should probably be, in the arena defense, is because you want to be able to farm arena fast, right? And if you're always at, let's picture your champion levels and your skill or whatever you want to say, you want to be towards the bottom of your arena threshold, right? That way you can give yourself a room to farm on a daily basis, where you'll gain trophies by using your tokens, and then on defense, while you're sleeping or throughout the day, you'll be losing those trophies, so you can repeat the process and farm more trophies, more medals. They're called medals, yeah, more medals. You look at them all day, you don't know what they're called, right? And then that's currency for the Great Hall, okay? So that's kind of how it works in this game. So every day in the morning, I'll use 10 arena tokens right away when I wake up, right? It's one of the first things I do on my phone, right? 10 arena tokens, boom, done. And it's so easy, usually 5-second battles because I've fallen overnight, right? You can see my defense log here. Defeat, all defeats, right? And I don't care, I want to be defeated, right? And then what you'll do is as you go throughout the day, you use your first batch of 10 arena tokens, then maybe a few hours later I'll use 10 more. Gets a little bit more difficult, maybe I'll lose one battle, right? And then I go to use my next 10, I'm getting higher, right? And then, you know, you might use your last 9, right? If I make it all the way to 39 in a day without having to spend more, they're 40. If you really want to go ham, they're 40 gems for another 10, right? That's why it's such a good deal in the market. 5,000 silver, 40 gems. Much rather pay 5,000 silver, okay? So that's kind of how I do it. Then it gets the most difficulty. So you might be losing a few of those matches at the end of the day when you use your final tokens because you're higher in your arena threshold, okay? But then it all resets in the morning when you drop your trophies again. So Great Hall. In terms of categories, I had Hell Hades on the channel a few months ago, and he was explaining how accuracy and resist are so incredibly valuable. You're almost getting double the stats per upgrade in these categories. So you should all be prioritizing accuracy. That's a no-brainer. You can see I've maxed out my accuracy on Void. I've maxed out my accuracy on my magic affinity. I'm going to talk a little bit about my strategy and the affinity choices in a moment here. But first, just talk about the stats here. So, and then I'm kind of working on my spirit and my force. Obviously, you guys can probably tell from looking at my Great Hall development here that magic is my go-to affinity. And I've identified that, and then my second tier affinity, I guess, is going to be Void on the bottom, which my head is kind of blocking. But you guys can see I put some work into that as well, okay? So you should be prioritizing accuracy because it applies to almost everywhere in this, well, everywhere. It just straight up everywhere in the game, and you're getting double value. When I say double value, what does that mean? Well, it means that every accuracy, you can gain a total of 80 accuracy if you max out their flat stats, right? So in the opposite of artifacts, where you're looking for the percentage, in the Great Hall, it's actually flipped around. Gaining 80 accuracy is sometimes the equivalent to like 50% defense, right? In terms of the overall stat. I'm doing a really crappy job of explaining it. I'm sure a million other people have done a better job, and it's all over Reddit too. Just take my word for it. You're getting double value in the stats of accuracy and resist because they're flat based on everything else, which is percentage, okay? So what about resist? You'll see a lot of players who say, wait for resist. It's the crappiest stat in the game. Resist is especially valuable if you're interested in the arena in the game, right? And I'm very interested in arena. I love the arena. It's my favorite part of Raid Shadow Legends. So I value resist extremely high because I want my champions to be able to check the accuracy of the opponents using their high resist. So I prioritize resist, and I know it's so valuable here in the arena, the stat which we just talked about. So accuracy and resist are very valuable. If you're not playing at all in the arena and you don't care too much about resist, then you would prioritize probably defense percentage, because that probably means you're going for dungeons and clan boss. Dungeons and Clan Boss, you want to prioritize defense percentage, accuracy, and then defense percentage, okay? So it kind of shifts based on what you're working on in the game. Me, I'm Arena, so I'm prioritizing accuracy, resist, and then crit damage, okay? So it's a little bit different. If I didn't care about Arena at all, I would probably go accuracy, defense, resist, or excuse me, accuracy, defense, crit damage, and then resist, I guess. It's tough, right? I certainly wouldn't go attack. So let's talk about defense first, HP, and then attack, okay? So defense is more valuable than HP because defense scales a bit better and it performs. There's been thousands of people who've tested this out, or at least hundreds, who tested this out. And defense consistently gives you a little bit more bang for your buck, a little bit more sustainability than HP does. So the reason you'd want HP is if you had a bunch of champions that damage was based on HP, then you could focus a bit more on HP. So it's dependent on the champions that you're using kind of in your main teams. But all things being equal, especially for Clan Boss, you kind of want to prioritize your defense over your HP. Not to say that HP is worthless, just a little bit worse than defense overall. And then attack. Oof. A lot of the better attack champions in the game, not all, not the majority, but a lot, their damage is based on defense or HP anyway. So attack is totally worthless. You don't want to be investing in attack for that very reason. Crit damage percentage is much better than attack in my opinion. Sure, if you have a team that you have 3 strong nukers on, and they're all based on attack, that might be the exception to the rule, and you might want to consider going into attack of that particular affinity, assuming they're all of the same affinity. But overall, just because attack is a percentage opposed to resist and accuracy, and just because attack, again, it's kind of, a lot of the champions aren't even based on it, even your attackers are not even based on attack all the time, you don't want to put too much emphasis on it. It should be the least of your priorities inside the entire Great Hall. Now, the last thing I will mention is the scaling of these costs of upgrades, right? It's much easier to upgrade everything in your Great Hall. If you're a brand new player, you have no clue what to do. It's much cheaper to upgrade everything to level 3 to start with. Even level 4 is not too tough. But look at this, for example. I only have one stat. It's crit damage, I think, on my whole board here. Yeah, crit damage in force. And check it out. It's only going to cost me 75. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Boom. So now I have everything 3 or higher, unless I'm missing. Nah, I have everything. Yeah, everything 3 or higher. So it's cheap. 75 gold medals is not a lot at all, especially as you get a little bit more progression through the arena. So starting your Great Hall development, just flat out bringing everything to level 3 isn't a bad idea, okay? So feel free to do that as well, and then start prioritizing the other areas that we've talked about in this video. Now, last but not least, how do you choose your affinity? Well, why did I go with Magic? Because I run my main team. You'll never really see somebody in the mid to late game that only runs the same 4 champions every single time in the arena, because you have to adjust things, or you're just going to be ignoring some of your opponents. But you have to adjust based on affinity. You have to adjust based on the champions, especially as you progress, into Gold 4 and into Platinum Arena. But again, we're getting a little bit close to end game. So in terms of, early mid game and then into Gold Arena, you'll probably just be running nukers. You might switch out one here and there, but what you want to do is, if you can build a team all of the same affinity, or building a team that has maybe 2 or 3 champions, the debuffer and the nukers especially, of the same affinity, then you can focus on that area first in the Great Hall. So let's take a quick look at my main arena team. And you can see that this is my main farming team, right? Because it's much faster. But you can see it's all blue, it's all magic affinity. So it's great, right? I mean, I know if I target a team of all spirit affinities or a few spirit affinities, that I'm looking great. I'm probably gonna win because my team is very well upgraded. Look at my team power. Why is it 233,000 power on my team? I mean, obviously the gear is good on these champions. There's 3 legendary champions on my team. That's all great. but it's mostly because of resist. Resist power ratio and relationship is the strongest out of any stat in the game. So anyway, and that's from my Great Hall. But you guys, going back to the point, guys, it doesn't hurt going Void, because Void, you don't have to worry about affinity matchups. So Void is always good to go with. And then Magic just happened to be the affinity that I had a lot of good champions. I pulled a lot of good champions for Magic, not so much on Force or Spirit. That's just how my legendary pulls went, so I focused on Magic. It's pretty, it's common sense. But that's what you should do. You should try. I like the strategy. Some people build a team totally diverse in terms of affinity. I have a champion of each affinity on my team. That way there's no bad matchup. Me, I actually build it opposite, counterintuitive to that. I build a team all of the same affinity, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. I have a huge advantage against Spirit. I have to kind of beware and stay away from Force, but I know what I can do, and I can upgrade my entire team all at the same time in the Great Hall. So guys, that is going to be my Great Hall guide, kind of tying into Arena a little bit. Hope you found this useful. I hope you were able to pick up a thing or two throughout this guide. I appreciate you guys. If you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. Welcome to the channel. And by the way, we have a second clan now here. Ours has been full for so long, so we started a new one. I'll go ahead and put that information, a screenshot on the screen right now. Welcome. Feel free to apply. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.